Hello, residents of Freedom Village. This is John Bruner, your Executive Director. Welcome to the Resident Feedback Program. Over the last several weeks, we've had out resident feedback forms. Our Resident Programs Department was able to put together a short form to get your feedback. And as you know, feedback is a gift. We want your feedback. Even during these difficult times of COVID-19, feedback is so important for us. So this was a great idea that programming came up with that we thought we could continue to get your feedback, which is so important. Today's program, multiple department heads will be reading some of the feedback forms that we've received and responding with our answers. So thank you for joining us today. Start by speaking about is one of the most common feedback forms that I received, and I'm going to read that one to you. And here's the one we've received recently. It says, "No housekeeping for 6 weeks. Are we to assume we will be getting a credit for that on a monthly basis? Thank you." I've talked with quite a few residents about this, including some from our resident leadership. And the reason this decision was made to remove housekeeping for your condo was first and foremost for the health and safety of our community. And as I've communicated before, this was a sanitation and a safety measure. And as we know, the only way this virus will enter the community is if it comes in through the doors, on somebody's feet, on their hands. So the focus has been for our housekeepers, each and every one of them, to sanitize every common area within the community. So you might ask, well, I'm not in the common areas so much. But let me remind you that you currently still go down elevators, you come to the mail room, you touch elevator buttons, you touch doorknobs, you go out for a walk. It's all these areas that each and every day, each one of our housekeepers that was previously employed working in your condo continues to be employed at Freedom Village. They're focusing on the sanitation of all those high touch areas. Every day, all those touch points, mailroom, chair rails, elevator buttons, doorknobs, push bars, they're very busy. They're sanitizing the floors as well. It's a critical job that they're doing. We're glad that they're still here and that they're sanitizing our community, and we do not have any intention to provide credits for our residents for this. They really are heroes. They're doing amazing work, and I just want to assure you that this was a decision that we didn't take easily, but it was the most important decision to reallocate the use of our housekeepers to sanitizing the common areas. So please understand that. Our intent is as soon as the social distancing is lifted for us to get our housekeepers back in our resident condos. But in the meantime, Rick Tavani will be talking during his session of Q&A about some of the alternatives so that you can keep your condo clean and sanitized during this trying time. So thank you everybody for joining us. And next up will be some of our department heads to share questions and answers about their particular departments. Thank you.
Hello residents, how are you today? I would like to address some questions that you have about housekeeping. And again, we are not allowing our housekeepers to do individual cleanings, and we do apologize for that, but again, we are following the CDC, LCS, and DOH recommendations that we avoid contact as much as possible. So with that being said, for those of you who are interested, you can call the housekeeping department at 484-288-2622 and ask for cleaning products. The housekeeping department has put together a tote which includes glass cleaner, toilet brush and cleaner, and a multi-purpose cleaner disinfectant for counters, sinks, and floors. Housekeeping will ask you if you need a vacuum and a mop. They will leave the items at your front door, and they will pick them up when you are completed or by the end of the day. We're hoping that these products will help you to keep your unit clean and will give you some confidence that you are able to disinfect your own units. And for those of you who can't get out or don't have families bringing you cleaners, please call us and we'll supply you with what you need. And again, thank you for this hard time. We'll all get through this together. Have a great day.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Jeremy here from Dining, and I have Chef Ray here. We've actually gathered up a bunch of comments and a bunch of feedback forms that we want to give you the opportunity to hear what we've been doing, and just a chance for us to discuss some of the comments that we've gotten. So I got Chef Ray here, and he's going to be our main point person to answer all of the questions that pertain to the food, the options that you're seeing, the menus, and all that. So hopefully with some of these great feedback forms, some of your questions will be answered. All right, so we're gonna jump right into it. So I have a resident feedback form here that was filled out. And this is saying that many residents have diverticulitis, and would we be able to omit the blackberries from the mixed berries?
Yes. Right now, berries and some of our other produce supplies are starting to get short on demand. Some of it being just a lack of employees or workers to pick the berries, and some of the precautions that are taken to get berries. So we're fortunate right now to get berries, but there's a point where I won't be able to get berries at all. So I've been just adding whatever berries I can get. I recommend to people who have issues with the seeds and the berries, ask for possibly fruit cup or some other alternative. We do tend to put fresh fruit in every tray or every bag every night, so that you are getting some type of fruit product with your meal.
Great. So also on this feedback form, this resident stated that the butterfly rolls are the most delicious and tender when heated, that the green beans have been really good, that the vegan meals are very appreciated, and that they are loving the extra treat that we're putting in the bags now that we're on the Happy Cart. So what is the butterfly rolls?
So the butterfly roll, basically it's a form of a sourdough yeast, like it's a sourdough and a yeast roll kind of mixed together. They're very nice because, as you see, they're individually wrapped. They come from the same bakery that we get some of our other fresh rolls from. They have a great reputation, and once again, we're fortunate to get them.
So I would give it a try. Try heating up that roll, because apparently once it's heated, that's the best way to have it, according to that resident. So give it a try. All right, so I have another feedback form saying that that they used to buy cottage cheese puddings, applesauces, quarts of milk, getting sloppy joes, and hard-boiled eggs from the Hunt Club. Are those items still available?
Yes, I did see that comment card, and I actually called the resident back personally to explain to her that we do have those items. We are trying to add little things almost every day to make resident life a little bit more pleasing under the circumstances that we're in right now. So the comments are always appreciated, but once again, the Hunt Club is fully stocked with puddings, fresh fruit, obviously. We have some specialty items like hummus. We always have hard-boiled eggs. We have raw eggs, of course, as well.
And I would say that if you do have any questions, call down there, talk to the staff. They're very reasonable, they're very nice, and if you have any questions about any of the things, they can answer those for you, telling you what's available, what's not. Sometimes we're doing a little one-off things, so calling them and talk to them first is the best way to go. But thank you for your comment.
You can always send me an email as well. Some residents do it anyway. Just send me an email if there's a question or something you're concerned about. I'm always available.
All right, this next feedback form says, I have no clue on how much salt is in the food.
So I need to address this. So I personally take a lot of care making sure that we don't oversalt items. I haven't been in contact with the resident who had that issue, but I know some residents have personally told me about sometimes the soup may be a little salty, or sometimes it sits in the steam well and it reduces a little bit, so it enhances the salt. But by nature, we tend not to use a lot of salt. We want things to be flavorful, of course, so it's just not like water and vegetables. But I taste every soup, every dish that is made every day. I personally don't eat salt anymore just so I can adjust my taste buds to you as a resident. So once again, there's a chance that once in a while the soup could be a little salty. And if it is, it's because it's sitting around and the steam well reduces a little bit. But I appreciate your feedback on that.
We try to keep everything as low in sodium as possible, but if you have had a new order from your doctor, or if you have any questions, please call down to the host desk to start off with. But if you need to take it farther than that, Chef Ray or myself would love to sit down with you to go over some of the items on the menu that are just naturally lower in salt. So please reach out. We can guide you in the right direction. We can tell you the things to avoid and maybe the things to look for to give you options that go best with what your doctor's recommending or whatever you're looking for in your diet. We have a comment card here saying that the Southwest chicken salad was excellent and that they really appreciated you putting that on. And I know it's been a few of the residents have been requesting during this time in this season some entree salads.
So yes, I've gotten a lot of feedback from residents who they want lighter fare. Now that once again we're coming into springtime and early summer, you'll see some other subtle changes. Vegetables will start to be more readily available to us, so we'll have some more variety on that, and that's been an issue with some residents. Salads, every week we should have some type of salad, either a vegetarian option or an entree option that, you know, is different and pleasing. And you'll start to see more seafood changes as well. I know we have salmon, we have great salmon, we use it all the time. We have it all the time readily available, but whenever I get the opportunity to get swordfish or halibut or some local Atlantic fish, you will start to see those kind of filter in as well. Once again, it depends on our supply chain, which every day I feel is starting to dwindle a little bit. So I'm just trying to take advantage of what we can get now and keep it changing all the time.
Great. So I think we have time for two more. So this one says, how about some spaghetti and meatballs, Chef Ray?
So, thanks, Jude. I want to take it. Some of those some of our home favorites, I will start to implement more and more. You know, this process of door-to-door delivery has been a short-term challenge because it happened real quickly for us and as well as a shock for you. But every day we're getting better and we're getting more efficient at it. So you'll start to see more and more changes to the menu. Once again, those hometown favorites, spaghetti and meatballs, of course, meatloaf, most people love that. And once again, like I said, seafood options will start to grow as well.
Great. So we have multiple comment cards from Easter saying how much they enjoyed it, and everyone's referring to the meal was such a treat. What did you do, or what did you do differently on Easter that was the treat that they're talking of?
So, you know, once again, in dining, our mission is trying to make this total event that we're going through as seamless as possible. I know it's not fun sitting in your room and eating and maybe eating alone. But I want to share what, as a dining team, we take a lot of pride and care, and we feel your pain in a way. And when I write these menus, I try to write the menus geared towards you sitting down and having dinner with me. So I put a lot of love and energy in the menus. I just don't give you baked chicken and mashed potatoes every day. I truly care. Our team truly cares. Those smiley faces you see, you know, when you get those deliveries, those are sincere smiley faces and ones that you're used to, and it's nice that we still can continue to give you that.
Great. Well, thank you for everything that you're doing. I know that a lot of the feedback that we've already gotten that we didn't go over today is all that was a reflection of the new menu format that you have out starting this week. So I hope that the residents that put in those requests are seeing some of the things that they've requested. But thank you for being so flexible and, you know, giving the residents what they want.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Again, this is Jeremy here with Kim Heverly, our dining room manager.
Hi.
So we have gotten some feedback and we got some comments, and you know, we wanted to have our chance to respond back to you with some of the things that we're hearing to help bring some understanding or to help answer any questions. So, Kim, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So first of all, the happy carts. Going back to a few weeks ago, you told me, hey, we're sending around some servers. I have some treats on the cart, and it just, that one day kind of transitioned into we do a happy card every day. So what was some of your thought behind that, and how did you come up with that?
I guess it kind of came out of like a lot of the confusion that was just going on around all of us, and just trying to keep a little bit of normalcy for the servers and for the residents. I saw some servers standing around, grabbed a cart, got some ice cream, told them to start going around to the different floors. Just kind of to keep everybody busy so that they could see the people they normally see, so the residents could see the people they normally see.
Where did the Happy Cart name come from?
I wanted them to have smiles on their faces.
Nice.
And then we came up with the whole tie-dye thing. That was you and me and Maddie, and it just kind of kept growing and growing. So
yeah. Where did you get some of the ideas of what to put on the cart?
It was kind of a culmination of Chef and I, and a little bit of Morgan mixed in because we had some baked goods and stuff, just trying to figure out what was easily accessible for us through our food purveyor. We needed to, after a couple days, it kind of dawned on us, we need to have prepackaged items versus items, because we need to minimalize contact with everything, so including the food items that you're getting. So we just kind of worked out a little menu between the three of us and came up with some ideas. We were trying to get away from the items that are not prepackaged so that we can minimize contact, but we are still using a few of them. We're just taking extra precautions as we're packaging them, changing our gloves, washing our hands frequently, wearing our masks, and trying to make sure that we have a container that does seal so that we do minimalize what's going into that container.
I think you did a great job, because it's like when this all first started and the Happy Cart started, it was, there was drinks on there was food, there was like decorations on it, and then it was just, you've done a great job with, as the restrictions have gotten tighter from the CDC, you've done a great job being flexible and doing what we could do, so great job with that. I know that there's just been, most of the comments that we're getting are just saying thank you for all the Happy Cart treats and the smiling servers, and even the tie-dye shirts have been recognized, so great job with that. One of the comments said, thank you so much that the smiling faces are even better than the treat itself. So thank you for all that you're doing with that. Another one of the comments here said, 2 cookies and only a half glass of milk, why even bother? How do you handle those kind of comments?
Well, and I understand, because that's not a normal portion, but we did, we were trying to use some of the product that we already had, so we made as many cookies as, we had available at the time. It ended up being 2 per person. The milk we were supposed to have cartons come in that we would just hand out individually to everyone. They didn't make it in the shipment that day, so we ended up just doing a last minute adjustment, and those milk the styrofoam cups that we normally use are a little bit bigger than what the portion of milk that we ordered was. So we just kind of measured it out and used a little bit of a bigger container. I apologize that it looked like we were only given a half a glass of milk, but we adapted to what we had at the time.
I think you're doing a great job with it, and it's just a great surprise. All right, Kim, well, thank you so much. Is there anything else that you want to add or let the residents know? Any questions that you're kind of getting a lot of that will help the residents to understand better?
One of the only things that's come up a couple times is just we're trying to social distance the servers for the residents' protection more than anything. We're not trying to protect ourselves from you, we're trying to protect you from us. So we're trying to minimize any kind of contact. That's why we've kind of made it a protocol for the servers to not enter a resident's condo.
Smart.
We do understand, however, that we have some residents that are not physically capable of carrying the tray, which we do try to accommodate we try to do the best we can to accommodate that and still minimize contact between the server and the resident. If you do have any issues with being able to get your food inside your condo, please feel free to give the host desk a call, and we can make arrangements for you to be able to get your food inside your condo. We don't want you to struggle. We just want to keep everyone safe as we possibly can. And we miss you all.
Everyone, my name is Greg Welsh, the Director of Resident Services, and I'm reviewing some of the resident feedback forms, and this one says we need masks. So over last weekend, we delivered a bandana to everybody's condo, I also did a tutorial as to how to make a mask out of a bandana. So you can wear it over your face as a covering, almost like a cowboy would, or maybe even better yet is to fold it like I show in the tutorial. So we provided masks to everyone. Additionally, as we get in masks that are donated from churches that are beautifully sewn, we also are passing those out, and we pass those out as quickly as we get them. The other thing on this feedback form, it says that mail should be delivered along with meals. I know that is something that we're considering, and as you can imagine, the logistics of delivering everybody's mail up to their condos is really big. So it's something we've been working on probably for the last week or so, thinking that that's a great idea as well. So then that way you wouldn't have to necessarily come down for the mail at all. And we're thinking about maybe delivering mail every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, just because the mail is so much lighter now, just due to you're not getting a lot of communications from businesses that are maybe closed. Okay, so thank you so much for your resident feedback. I really appreciate that. Okay, my next resident feedback form says we need, it states that we need carts to bring our groceries in. So one thing that we've been doing now, and thank you so much for the suggestion, is we have a number of carts, 3 or 4 carts that are right at the front. So if you have a family member dropping off groceries to you, we actually meet them at the portico. We know they're coming because we have the checkpoint now, so we know that they're coming. We meet them at the portico and we run the groceries right up. So finding a cart shouldn't be an issue. If you are going out yourself to purchase groceries, then at that point we have plenty of grocery carts queued up downstairs in the garage, as well as right up at the right before the concierge desk. So I thank you very much for this suggestion. It's a great one, and it's all there for you. My next resident feedback form it's a really great question. So along with having carts for those residents who are coming back, which we're doing, they also, the question kind of goes on to like what establishments deliver food and groceries, sundries, that actually come to Freedom Village. There are a number of them. Almost every single grocery establishment delivers, as well as there's some that are like Smart Cart that will actually shop at a number of different stores and then bring all the items to you at once. Additionally, I have some new ones that I think are pretty cool. There is a local restaurant and grocery store called Carlino's. So there's Carlino's, they will as well. And then as well as Reading Coffee. Coffee is one of my favorite things, so this one looks really good to me as well. So what we're going to do is Martha's going to compile a list of all of the establishments that deliver to our community, and that will be in the next Bugle. So I really appreciate that question. It's really a good one. The next question that I got is that this resident thinks that it would be a good idea for us to provide masks at the front whenever they are leaving the building. So part of the reason, so first of all, I agree that you should have masks when you leave the building, but you should also have a mask on between your apartment and say the front counter. Okay, so there's a lot of space sometimes between your condo and the front concierge desk. So that's why we deliver the bandanas up to your condos, so that you can make a mask or wear that as a mask, a face covering your, and it's important to cover both your nose and your mouth. So this is a great reminder for us all to wear the masks. I am very thankful that John and Karen ordered in bandanas, and we got those up to your condos last weekend. So you all have a mask. So it would be important for you to remember to wear that mask as you leave your condo. I think that would provide you with the most protection. But thank you so much for your feedback. I really appreciate it.
Hi everyone, it's Martha. I wanted to take a few moments to review some of these resident feedback forms that we've received from our residents as it relates to programming. The first suggestion here is that we open the putting green and the bocce courts with a limited access. So they're suggesting here maybe have a sign-up sheet for 30-minute increments so that we can allow residents to play those games. And as much as we would love for you all to get back out and enjoy the weather and your games, we're just not going to be able to do that at this moment. With the CDC recommending that we continue the social distancing, we're just not comfortable opening those up quite yet, and we're really hoping that sometime not too far away we can open those back up for you, because I know you're really anxious to get back out there. So stay tuned, but for now we're gonna ask that you continue that social distancing in order to really flatten the curve of COVID-19. So thank you for your suggestion, and we will consider this when we see that it's appropriate and that the CDC and the governor agree. All right, so the next resident feedback form here, someone's asking if we can publish a list of who delivers here and what is available. They say that other communities in our area like ours are doing the same thing. And I want you to know that we have talked with a lot of local vendors, and we have some great offers for the residents here at Freedom Village. That two of those are being Carlino's in Westchester. They can deliver for free. Reading Coffee Company will also deliver for free here to Freedom Village. Any of the local markets in the area are also doing delivery. So what I'm gonna do is put together a list, and I'm going to put that in the upcoming Bugle with some phone numbers, some websites that you can look at so that you can make your selections and feel safe and feel good about placing that order and staying in your home, but still getting those items that you need. And then a couple residents here said, more movies, please. Why not more movie nights? So we are working with Touchtown to provide some additional films and movies for you. Take a look every morning at 10 a.m. We are posting educational films and documentary series. So make sure you're looking at the schedule on the Bugle. We have everything listed out for you. In fact, let's see. One resident said maybe you could show some of the same videos shown on the Monday offerings, Monday and Wednesday, and I'm assuming they're talking about the Senior Learning Committee. So stay tuned, look in your Bugle for all the current show times and things that we're gonna be showing. Another great thing that we've added to the schedule are the concert series on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday evenings at 7:30 p.m. We're gonna be doing a different band, a different group. So if you have any suggestions for any of these things, let us know, and we would be happy to do a little bit of research and post those on the weekly schedule. Thanks again for all your feedback. We really do appreciate it. And we'll see you soon.